Right there. Okay, I am Garry Nix. I am a student in theories of counseling with Houston Christian University, and today I am doing a mock um, therapy session with a client that is going to be coming in. My modality that I'm going to be using is choice and reality therapy. Um, the individual that is going to be coming in is a African American female. I spoke with her by phone, and now we're setting up the appointment. The goal will be to one, build therapeutic relationship with her, and then moving into um, the problem issue of what brought her in today, to speak with me. So I will go ahead and start the session with her. Hello, welcome to session today. I'm glad you gave me a call, and I'm glad you showed up. I knew that probably took a lot to get here, but I'm glad you are here today. Um, I'm Garry Nix. I know we spoke on the phone, but now you can put a face with the name. And if you can, because this is a virtual session, you can tell me your name and what brought you in today.
My name is Talia Watson Oyewole. Um, and I just recently I feel like I'm having a lot of issues just belonging in multiple different areas of my life, just feeling like I belong or even that I belong to be there. And so I felt like it was a good time to maybe um, look deeper and figure out what that is and how I can uh, get myself to the place that I desire to be.
Okay. Okay. So first, let me tell you a little bit about reality therapy and why I'm a reality therapist. In reality therapy, we talk about our basic needs, right? And one of the things that you've already brought up is belonging. Um, in the basic needs, as human beings, we have a need to survive. We have a need for love and belonging. We have a need for power, right? To feel like we're in control of things. And then we also have a need for freedom, and we have a need for fun. Um, so what I heard you say was you have a need for belonging. Why don't you tell me a little bit more about that?
Um, so in different areas of my life, I am a single mother, and uh, that's a kind of long, lonely path. You're doing a lot of um, the parenting on your own, especially with how everything happens, and her father is not as active as I would like him to be. So uh, it feels like I'm alone in that situation. And then from the outside looking in from other people's perspective, it seems like it's so much easier for them. So it just feels like I'm struggling and I don't belong in that situation or being a mother. Um, and then going to work, even there, I feel like I have to work so much harder because um I do have, I am a single mother. I am this, and it feels like everybody else is just their life is just moving forward, and I kind of feel like I'm kind of stagnant because I just don't fit in for me, just because my life feels like it's going other places than other people. It's very lonesome. And then even with like me trying to get into dating and getting back into that, um, type of situation. It just feels like even when I have a conversation with people, I'm like, I don't belong in here. I don't belong with all of the dating apps and all of this. It just doesn't feel like me. And so then it makes me wonder, like, why don't I fit in anywhere?
Okay. So what I hear you saying is that in your feeling like you don't belong, one, because you're a single mother, um, which doesn't give you really a lot of time to do anything. Parenting alone, um, even feeling like others may be doing things a little better than you're doing things, and they seem maybe to have more time than you have time, which brings about maybe a little bit of confusion as to how they have this freedom and to do things, and which is also a part of our survival is our freedom. Working a lot, working harder than others, because that um, doesn't give it a lot of time. Um, and then dating, had not really having a lot of time for dating, right? Or given a lot of time for dating. Um, so given that, if you could change anything, right, to bring about a different perspective to it, right, in a how you in the area of belonging, what would that look like?
Um, I know I can't give myself more time in the day, which is what I feel like I need.
Mhm.
Uh, but I guess just a group of people that are around me just to be more helpful. I mean, if the father of my children were more helpful, then I probably could put myself in a situation where I could find someone that I feel like I belong around, dating wise or friends. But I think that um, if I could change anything, it would just be having, I guess, a support network as a single mother that I don't feel like I have.
Okay. So let me ask you this question. What do you feel like you're currently doing that would help you achieve your wants, right? I heard you say that you'd want a little bit more help, a better support system, people to help you. Um, what do you feel like you're doing that would help you achieve that?
Uh, I mean, I look for um, help, and I guess the best help that you can get is like finding like someone to watch your kids, or a babysitter or something. But that's expensive, so then I have to work more, which then also takes away time from me being with my kids, and I guess that makes me feel a little bit guilty to not be able to spend as much time with my kids, but then also to need the time for myself. Uh, I think there's a parallel there in my brain to figure out how to do it better or to feel better about taking some time for myself.
Yeah. What I heard you say, and it resonated with me, was that if I took more time for myself, then I would be taking time away from my kids. But I need more time for myself without taking time from my kids. So, with that said, why don't you tell me a little bit about what a week would look like for you, um, and how you manage that?
Uh, so I work at 40 hours a week myself, and I try my hardest to get my scheduled to be around the same time as my kids' school schedule. So I wake up, well, at the beginning of the week, I go shopping for that week so that the kids have their lunches, I have my lunch, so I can prepare what they'll have for the week. Um, and so I usually do that Sunday, get all of that prepared, wash the clothes, get their school uniforms together, get my work clothes together, uh, just so we have all of that ready. Uh, on Monday morning, we wake up, get them ready, get them prepared for school, all the extra things they need, make sure they didn't have any homework from the prior week that needs to be done before they go in. Um, and then I have to, because I go in so early, I have to drop them off in the early start program at the school, which is also more financial for me. And then I head to work. Uh, I work my shift. I get a little time after I get off to go and do a couple errands. Then I have to pick up my kids um, and take them to the extracurriculars. So then we have dance practice, volleyball practice, um, basketball practice, and um, art classes on different days. On Mondays, I have one of my children goes to therapy on Mondays. I take them to therapy right after school. Then there's volleyball practice after that one. On and after that we go home. By the time we go home, it's time to go to bed. So I have to feed them, get them ready for bed, brush their teeth, shower, get them in bed, get make sure they're asleep. Um, if I have extra time, if the bedtime goes, smoothly, um, then I have to, I'll take a little extra time for myself if I have that time, not always. Um, and then I have to go to sleep. And then we start over again on Tuesdays. It's the same thing. Wake up, get them ready for school, go to work, get the extra time, do some errands, pick them up, and then we're doing activities. So then there's dance practice on Tuesdays, um, and art class on Tuesdays. Um, and then again, same process of coming home, getting them ready for bed. And if I have that extra time, then I get to spend time with myself. Um, I think the only day that we don't have any set activities um, for them to do like their extracurriculars are Wednesday, which is a time that I could spend for myself. But then with them being in extracurricular activities, even though I'm there, I'm not spending time with them. I take that time to just spend with my kids to physically have that time with my kids without any other disruptions, which ends up giving me no time for myself because I'm constantly moving for them
Yeah,
or not, or taking time to be their mother and give them the attention that they need.
yeah. Well, let me first say this. Wow, you're surviving, right? If we look at the basic needs, um, being a single mother and doing just a multitude of things that you've already explained, that takes a lot of strength, um, to navigate those many things. One of the things as you were talking, that came up for me is you have your children and they're playing volleyball and other activities. What I didn't gather was how old are your children?
Uh, I've got a 6 year old about to be seven, um, and then I have a 9 year old that will be eight in a couple of months.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna bring some humor into this because what I heard you say was you have a 9-year-old that's getting ready to be 8. And I'm thinking,
Now,
how is that possible to run volleyball?
9 year old about to be 10.
Okay.
Sorry, I went backwards.
So, Um,
It's mom brain, mom brain.
yeah. And I guess one of my questions that's coming up for me is that um, are there some things that they could do to help?
I believe that I feel like they do the
Okay.
best that they can for being kids, but I also don't want my kids to feel like they have to become an adult too fast just to help me um, be an adult. I want them to stay kids as long as they can, so
Okay.
they don't ever feel pressured to feel like they had to help me provide. I mean, I feel like I'm providing as well, but I don't want to put that pressure on my kids to be that. It's not their job. They didn't choose to be here.
Right. 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 So if there was a way to just throwing some options out, if there was a way to get some of your time back, as I said, we can't create time, but we can manage our time. If there was a way to do that and you were to take just one day right now and visually allow yourself to look at that day on a time clock and say, okay, on a time clock, if I needed to take just starting purposes an hour for myself a day, is there a space in my day where I'd be able to do that? 1 hour.
Uh, Probably. I guess when I run errands, um, if I took the extra hour for myself, it wouldn't prevent me from doing the errands. It would just, make it a little bit more full feeling in my day. But it also would give me that time for myself.
Okay. And what would you do with that time for yourself, that 1 hour?
I don't know, probably some kind of self-care because I don't always get to, as a mom, I don't always get to do self-care. So, getting my nails done or my toes done, getting my eyebrows done, something like that, just to make myself look better. Because sometimes if I do that for myself, then it makes me feel better.
Okay. So I know that we started this session today in a movement of just a sense of belonging, but I believe that it shifted into more of a identifying a space where I could have a little time for myself, which would be on the basic needs scale of fun. I mean, freedom, just a little freedom in my time. And I wonder if we found a little bit of freedom, maybe that um, movement in belonging would start to slide a little bit too. What do you think?
Um, Maybe I I would have to try it and see how it works. But I do think that if I did take the time to give myself a little extra time, uh, then it might feel like I start belonging more. Like my time is mine and not everybody else's.
Okay. So would you be open to trying that?
Yeah, I feel like that's something I can try.
Okay. How much time do you think um, it would take for you to try that?
Uh, I don't. I guess I can try it for the week and see how it goes with the
Okay.
week, just readjusting it, and then um, see how it went that week, and see if I need to readjust or change some things.
Okay. So maybe by the time, say if we scheduled a session for next week, by that time maybe we could talk a little bit more and see how that worked out.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that would work, and we can see. Yeah.
Okay. So what I'll do is on the way out, my receptionist out there, she'll, if you'd like, schedule a time with her for next week that works for you. And it was great meeting you today. And I look forward to working with you and seeing you again soon and finding out next week with anticipation of how everything went for you.
Yeah, I look forward to it as well.
Okay. All right. Thank you. We'll see you soon.